A little bit awkward. I am in TJ Dillishaw's gym. TJ is right there. I want to talk about TJ. I want to talk about what TJ is going to do next, but guess who doesn't want to talk is TJ. It's one of the very first things he said when I got here. He said, man, my phone's going off. Everybody's asking me who's next, when's it's happening. I don't know. I'm here to get my workout. I don't know. Okay, fair enough. But if I can't ask you, who else should I ask? I don't know. And TJ is in a very interesting spot. I mean, everybody in the top five is calling him out. Everybody realized what it would mean to get a win over him. Oh, and by the way, he's been out for 2 years. What better time to call a guy out? I mean, whether you want him or not, you try to put yourself in the best situation. Not for nothing, at least in theory, it would seem as though if I'm going to have to do this job, perhaps now is the right time to go do it. But TJ said, I believed him too. He said, I do not have inside information. I have not got a call and I don't know what's going on. So you sit, and now we have to speculate, right? He's right there. I can turn the camera on. He sees me pointing at him, but he doesn't want to talk. Okay, no problem. No problem. That's not going to stop me from talking about this. But now you got to speculate. And I think we learned a lot. By the way, I think we learned a lot 2 weeks ago when Masvidal got called out by Usman. I think that we learned a lot because when the champion calls for a fight, I can't think of a time, and it doesn't happen very often, but I cannot think of a time that if the champion calls for the fight that it doesn't happen. In fact, it would be the opposite. DC called out Ozdemir, by example. Adesanya called out Yoel, who was coming off of a loss, just wanted to fight him. I mean, just by example, if the champion calls for a fight, right? I mean, it kind of goes that way. I bring that up because it would be tough to be in the situation of Peter Yan, which is a champion who won a vacated title. Oh, by the way, the guy who vacated is now back. You kind of got to deal with that. Right, public opinion and just having to live with that, and well, who's really the best? You know, he was never, talking about TJ, he was never beaten, but he's no longer the champion, but now he's back. I mean, it's one of those things where I would surmise Yan is going to want to fight TJ. Yan has a fight coming up with Sterling. I only bring that to you because it is very realistic to picture if Yan beats Aljo that he's going to call out TJ. And if you look at that the same way that Usman called out Masvidal, what'd we learn? 48 hours later, that fight was on. I would predict for you if Yan calls out Dillishaw, within 48 hours, that fight's going to be on. Is that something to wait for? Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, if you're TJ and you're working hard and you're back and you haven't done it in 2 years anyway, and you got 5 good options because the top 5 guys in the world are all calling for you, and all you got to do is wait a couple more weeks and just see if the champ does it. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good bet. I don't know what Yan is going to do, but I know that Yan is a competitor. I know that Yan hears the talk too, which is, yeah, you got the champion. You got the championship, but the champion is back, and he's right here. I imagine Yan's going to want to deal with that, and I would imagine that we're probably going to see a replay of what we saw 2 weeks ago from Usman, which is the champion defend, grab the microphone, he's given that opportunity, call for the fight that people want.